And right now in Florham Park, New Jersey, Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets start their mandatory mini camp today. Sort of the official start of the season as it is mandatory. Craig, what are realistic expectations for your Jets this season?
Super Bowl. That's on the table.
Realistic.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Super Bowl. We've all
Stop
agreed
that.
that they've got the best roster in football.
No, we
so
have
now
not.
it's about health. If they stay healthy, the New York Jets are going to be playing well into late January, and fingers crossed at that point into early February, the second Sunday of February, for the Super Bowl. Those are now, believe it or not, realistic expectations for the New York Jets. It doesn't mean they're going to get there. It doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl. But the question is, what are the expectations? I can tell you from the highest man in the organization to the new janitor in the organization, the new secretary in the organization, the sous chef in the organization. They believe they are a Super Bowl caliber team. And I agree with them.
Isn't it unbelievable of what a Hall of Fame quarterback can do to an offense?
Yeah, we've never had one.
And do to a whole team, because now Craig is sitting here talking about the New York Jets have the best on paper roster in all of football.
That's right.
But what happened last year?
The quarterback got hurt.
Those are the same guys that were playing last year. You insert one guy, now they have the best team on paper.
Plax, their offensive line stunk last
How's
year.
How's that possible?
I tell you, it's possible.
The offensive line was terrible.
Why didn't the
You had 13 different starters on the offensive line.
Thank you.
Through 17 games.
Thank you.
And now the expectations for this team is, like you said, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I just want to see Aaron Rodgers make it past 4 plays.
As do I.
I think I'm going to have a cocktail after he make it past
Matter of fact, I'll come over to your house. I'll have that cocktail with you. I'll bring the booze.
After he makes it past a 4 play, I think everybody's just going to stand up.
By the way, he's not lying about that.
Everybody's going to be like, oh.
I tell you what, if we get to a 5th play,
yeah.
We are going to celebrate it. But look, you take away the starting quarterback of virtually any team, that team now is not going to make the Super Bowl. There's outliers to that, of course. The New York Giants with Jeff Hostetler obviously went and won a Super Bowl, right, against the Bills. The Eagles with Nick Foles went and won a Super Bowl when Carson Wentz went down, and then there's no third team. Like, those are the teams that have done it. So if you take away the great Hall of Fame quarterback that the Jets have, very similar to the Cincinnati Bengals last year. No Joe Burrow, no playoffs. Right. And, their backup actually played pretty well and played competent football. But I'm merely answering the question. And the question was, what are the realistic expectations? And the answer is Super Bowl. That's the answer.
That was the
Craig,
question.
there's some discussion about
I just answer the questions, Timmy. It's all I do.
There's discussion about Haason Reddick and whether or not he will show up today. How much of a concern is that for you as a Jets?
I'm not concerned about it at all. He needs to get a new contract. My gut is that he will get a new contract. And here's why. It's not as if the New York Jets didn't know what his contractual status was and why the Eagles were looking to get rid of him once they offered Bryce Huff the contract that they offered it to him. So the Jets were prepared for this moment. I don't know when it gets done, and I'm not sure it does get done in time for him to participate in this mini camp. I also know it doesn't really matter that much. As long as Haason Reddick is signed up, good to go by training camp, we're going to be fine because, again, this is a veteran player, and he doesn't play offense. He plays defense. And when he's on defense, as Plax could talk about, I don't want to simplify it, but it's not the same as being on offense. It's Haason. On this play, your job is to go get the quarterback.
Right.
On the next play, your job is to go get the quarterback.
Right.
So it's not like he's got to learn the defense. Yeah. He knows what his job is.
Set, hut, go.
Go.
See ball, get ball. See man, tackle man. That's all he has to worry about. It's so easy to play defense. These guys, listen, they have it made. They don't have to worry about adjusting routes and the wind and going up and making plays in the air. They hike the ball and they go get the quarterback.
I guess it's a fair question for me to ask. What's easier, being a defensive end or outside linebacker, or being a wide receiver?
Definitely defensively. Definitely, especially when you have guys that are extremely athletic. We see T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett and Bosa, all of these guys, when they are athletic as wide receivers, and some of those guys are faster than we are, turning the corner against these guys who are 280, 290 pounds. Man, it's a different day.
I remember Boomer Esiason always told me the reason he retired, because he could have kept playing, he threw for 500 yards in a game at the end of his career, was that he played for the first time against a young rookie, and that rookie's name was Ray Lewis. And he said, I'm in trouble because I'm old, in NFL terms, I'm flat-footed, I'm slow, and that dude's running about a 4.45, and I'm going to get killed. And he retired after he saw Ray Lewis for the very first time. And I'm sure a lot of guys did too.
Oh, man, listen, my first game of my rookie career was against the 2000 Baltimore Ravens in 3 River Stadium, and they shut us out 16-0. I caught a little pass, my first pass ever, caught like a little hitch, and I looked up, and it was Ray Lewis, and I just stepped back, and I said, what the hell was that? I ran to the sideline and went out of bounds. I said, man, I should have played basketball. These guys out here playing for keeps. It was a blur. It was like, what the hell is that? And he missed me. Oh, my God.
You heard him.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.